Welcome back, guys. It's Kibla Ahmed out here. I'm joined with G-Man in Singapore. What's happening, bro?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. How are you, man? How's everything at home?
Good, man. So we're going to call this episode 102, the Brothers Geek Out podcast, the COVID-19 lockdown. All right. UK. So officially yesterday, Boris announced UK lockdown. Yeah, man. Interesting times. It was a bit of a shock. You know, when you see that shit on the news, you're like, shit, this is... Like, you know, you hear it you see it in the movies and the rest of it, and you're like, oh shit, this just happened.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like I keep saying, we're in a movie, but this is reality, and we've never ever, as a human race, no, well, as a human race, as in this generation, we've never experienced this shit. We don't even know what it feels like. I mean, we know what it feels like, and to be honest, days go by, and I still feel normal, but it's crazy, man. Like in Singapore, just announced that they're shutting down bars and clubs and karaoke bars and those sort of places that contain a lot of people.
Yeah.
My fear is gyms are going to be next, and I just got back into training today. I felt great. I had 3 sessions today. I was happy, bro. Done some Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu in the morning. Lunchtime I went and done some gym, and then after work I done a 5 mile run and some yoga. So I was like, man, I feel good today. But you know what's funny about jiu-jitsu is, like, normally with jiu-jitsu you bow and you don't touch hands, right? With Muay Thai you can kind of have a little spread because everyone has their own bag. We're not doing no clinching or nothing, no sparring. It's just technique. So you have your own space. But with jiu-jitsu, yeah, it's always, you bow and then you slap hands and then you roll, right? But there's like, oh, no, we can't touch hands. But then we're wrestling. we're doing jiu-jitsu, we're on top of each other, trying to kill each other. So I'm like, you might as well touch my hand anyway, bro. So it's a bit of an odd one. But yeah, I mean, if they close the gyms here in Singapore, then I'm officially on lockdown, because that was my only thing. But yeah, bro, I mean, I don't know, man. Every day I think about it. Every day I look at the stats. I don't want to look at the stats because when Ebola happened and SARS happened, back them time, I was just doing my thing, bro. I didn't even acknowledge what the fuck was going on. Obviously, it wasn't as big. But I thought maybe this would be one of those cases. Like, don't acknowledge it and it will just go away. But this one, man, I can't help to acknowledge it, and it does put a bit of fear in me when I listen to some news. When I hear Rogan talk about it and sources like that, and they say it's one of those things that's gonna have to pass through the whole human race, and once you're immune to it, you're immune to it. Well, I'm just hoping, this whole social distancing thing is to contain it, right? Because if you need to contain this shit, right, before it spreads to everyone, and if it spreads to everyone without an antibiotic or cure, then we're in a lot of trouble. So if they can contain it, which is so important, which is why this social distancing and this lockdown stuff is happening, then that buys us time, and hopefully by then, there's a lot of scientists in different countries and doctors in different countries that are treating it with many different things. Once they find the pattern of, I'm talking like I'm some kind of expert here, but what I'm saying is, once they find the pattern of, like, oh, this thing works for sure, that's going to be the antibiotic, right? And then it's going to be just one of those general things. Okay, everyone go out. If you get it, here, come take this antibiotic, you'll be good to go. And then once you're immune to it, that's it, we're good to go. And it's just going to be one of those things where it's like, common flu in the future.
That's what it will become. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it does make me scared. Like, when I think about that, of course, man, I think about mum and dad. They're older. I think about Idris and Alara. They're younger. And all our nephews and nieces and all of our other family that we know of. You know what I mean? I think about all of them. I'm like, man, they're old, man. How it's scary. That's why this lockdown, I think, is so important, man. Just to buy time to contain this and let the scientists and the medical experts do their thing and find the antidote. Whatever it is, they'll find it, man. They'll find it.
No, of course. They will eventually. They will find it, man. It's timing now. It didn't get contained from the beginning, which is a shame. It should have been contained straight away, but
it's a shame.
It's a disease. It's an airborne disease as well. You know what I mean? You don't know where it's gonna go to next and how people are gonna transmit it. You know what I mean? It's scary. It's like that movie Outbreak. Remember, the guy was in the cinema watching the film, couple of coughs, gone everywhere, they cough. It's fucked.
It's scary, bro, because we've seen it in movies. But you know what, though, bro? It's like we've seen war in movies. We've seen destruction in movies. You know what I mean? Like, when that shit, God forbid, that shit comes true, that's a scary thing as well. And there's people in those countries like Syria and Palestine and whatnot that are in a constant war zone. Now, to us, that's a movie, bro. We're in a movie. They're in that. That's life for them, and we acknowledge it, but we can never understand and comprehend what they're going through. You know what I'm trying to say? So now we're in a movie, you know, the rest of the world and the isolation movie and whatnot. But those people, man, they've been going through that stuff forever.
Oh, hello, QT.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Look at this little monster.
You
I see the top of her head.
Alright, I'll end up blanking. I'll cover her face. Hey, it's Sasa. You okay? Oh,
hello?
She's smiling. Come here. Don't say hello? Huh? Wait, okay.
Any bloods?
Before we lock down, you'll have a quick conversation. Come here. Did you wake up alright? Did you have a good rest? Come here, let me see your lip. Show that your lip.
Little one.
Alright, cool. Alright, go on. I'll see you in a bit, okay?
At least the positive thing is, man, like, you're with your family.
Yeah.
You can spend quality time with your daughter during this time period, with your wife. That's the only thing, man. I kind of wish that I did came back to the UK with mum and dad, and at least I just would have been with the family in this situation. At least we'll be all in it together, because, you know, mum was getting a little bit emotional on the phone. I just spoke to her and she was like, you know, you're out there and we're here and everyone's going through this shit, but we're separated. And that is a bit heartbreaking that I'm separated from everyone. But you know, I'm gonna phone you guys every day. Let's catch up, man. You know what I mean? Let's do these podcasts as much as we can. Let's do trailer reactions. Let's keep things positive, man. Let's do some trailer reactions. Let's some old school movie reactions. I'll try and do another toe to toe with G-Man. Maybe do some reactions to some old fights. Something like that, man. Let's kind of do things to keep things positive, man, and just have entertain people with you know, people who want to see the content.
No, of course.
But yeah, man, it's a good opportunity to play board games and read books and you know, do home exercises and just be with your daughter, man. Like, you be with the family. It's amazing times in that sense, man. And, you know, we'll communicate through technology, which I'm grateful for. So, yeah.
No, we'll do. I mean, it is the advantage of us being all together. Yeah, it is a shame that you're away. But, I mean, even us, like, even with mum and dad and everybody being in the other house, we can't even go see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so that we, you know, we could be carriers now. We don't want to spread it, you know what I mean? So
that's that thing.
We maybe not been affected by it. We could be carrying it right now. We maybe not. Our body's probably immune to it. But we could go to the house and put other people in jeopardy, which we don't want to do. So yes, we'll keep lockdown. And yes, of course, man. Same thing. You know, this is the perfect time for people to work on themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
As much as it's fun working from home, I get to be with my little one, with the family. It's quite nice. You know, I can help her in her development as well. We get to play some board games as well. Disney Plus just came out. Yes, bro.
Nice,
I watched Toy Story 4 today.
What's that? Toy Story 4? Oh man, emotional.
I never saw it last year. Yeah, so that was one of the major. That was one of the major films I missed out last year. Died. Bro,
that emotion at the end, man, when they went their separate ways.
Dead. I was like, oh shit, man, I'm tearing up here, man. This is, you know, these.
It's weird, isn't it? As you get older, you get more emotional, want to cry and shit. When you're younger, you just have a little lump in the throat, brush it off, you're good to go. As you get older, you actually want to cry. It's like, just do it, man. Just do it. Let the tears out.
Now, you know what? I thought I've genuinely enjoyed the movie. It's nice to see them all on the big screen. But fucking hell, bro, that last bit destroyed me. The hug.
Yeah.
And then he looked,
man.
and when he said, we're going to be okay. And you know, Woody's thing was all about being there for the kid.
Yeah.
Which is a really nice story, you know. It's all he had. It was just to be there for the kid. Even if Forky was this weird-ass character, it was that she found happiness in that. I want
Yeah.
that kid to be happy. I love that, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really good film. Shit, man,
Do
got
you
me all
think
emotional.
do you think as we get older, the reason why we get more emotionally affected by these movies is because we've gone through so much experiences in our life?
Yeah,
Not
of course.
exactly the same experience, but because we've gone through so much real life experience where it's caused these emotional reactions. So when you see it on the screen, it might remind you of an old thing that you went through, be it a breakup or you lost someone or whatever, and you're just like, oh shit, man, that got me. That got me. Like Logan, like. That one, I think that was the last one officially. Did I say anything last year? Endgames, yeah, fucking hell, Endgames. How could I miss
Okay,
that?
no, Endgames,
7 times. Yeah, fucking Endgames was my worst one. But yeah, I mean, certain films, man. Like, I think as we get older, man, different emotions are just exposed, bro.
Yeah, no, it's a raw, touchy subject, and I don't know, man. You're right, experiences, but then the journey we've gone on with the characters as well. You know what I mean? Toy Stories
That's
again, a
we're
decade,
we're deep in.
more than a
Yeah,
decade. You know what I mean?
I want to say Toy Story is one of the first movies I watched without dad, like with my friends. I remember I was in primary school
Yeah,
and we went to that Lee Valley cinema.
yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
it's still there, that Odeon or whatever. Did we go together? Was you there?
I was there as well. It was one of our
Yeah.
second movies by ourselves. I think we went with Schwebsasser.
Was that Toy Stories? I think he took us Jurassic Park, bro. I want to say Jurassic Park.
Could be right. Could be right.
Do you know what's funny? Real quick, off topic. Ashraf's going through the attic, right? And he's like, gee, I'm going to throw away some shit. Bro, he found a folder and I had the whole Jurassic Park collection of cards. Original Jurassic Park fan, bro.
Has he still got them?
Yeah, he's got them. And you know what else we found? We found some treasure, bro.
What?
I got the 1998 England World Cup coins, bro. Every single player that was on the thing. You know, they had these coins or whatever.
Where the
I got the
hell?
whole collection, bro. Yeah, but I found some treasure, man. Putting that shit on eBay. If only England won that tournament, whatever the hell it was. I think it's the World Cup or the Euros, whatever it is. If they won that shit, that would have been some monies, bro.
Still put it up. You probably get something out of it. You never know.
It was
You never
like Goonies, bro. It's like Goonies because they put on Goonies the other day. I was watching it,
know. Yeah.
and when they were in the attic, and then Ashraf was in the attic, and he's like, "Gee, look what I just found." I'm like, "This is some serious Goonies shit right here, man."
Nah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nah, bro, that's the thing. He's
What
found
else-
something to
what
do.
has Disney Plus got that you thought like, yeah, this is sick?
What's that?
Disney Plus. What else have you seen like that's on there? There must be some old school stuff that like you must have thought, that you're gonna check out and stuff.
To be honest, bro, it's a lot of stuff that we've already seen. Mandalorian, which I'm gonna end up watching again. Sorry guys, I am actually still working at the same time.
Is it just Europe it came out? Did it come out in Asia or it was just Europe for now?
I think it should have been out. When is it coming out in Asia?
I have no idea, man. Do some research and send me your password, bro.
Check that out, bro.
Is it like Netflix? Yeah, you can share the password.
It's regions, isn't it? Give it a go. Let me know.
But like with Ash, can he use it basically? Your thing in London.
Yeah,
in
you
UK.
can use that. Yeah.
Okay.
So give it
well,
a go.
I need to.
But it's only on mobile devices at the moment.
Oh, is it? Oh,
You have to have
Okay.
what I found out today, which is a bit of a bump, which upset me. I have to have Apple TV to play it on the TV.
What? Can you not just put it on your PlayStation or smart TV or anything?
Android based. You know like how
Maybe-
Ash used to
Maybe
connect
they're
it.
still developing.
Huh? I'm not sure, but
Maybe-
that's a bump if it is, because the reason why I got that is that it should be like Netflix and
It
And
has
like
to be. I
Amazon.
think maybe they're developing still.
can't be, bro. It genuinely said connect to your Apple TV, and I'm like, I don't have Apple TV. That's an extra cost,
Nah,
basically.
they wouldn't make it exclusive for Apple TV. They'll lose so much business. It has to be like Netflix, and they'll again any sort of TV or device that allows apps. It should be a part of that. Maybe it's just still in development in the sense that it'll come out on different platforms after.
Well, I hope so. They need to work something out. But it's pretty cool. They've got all the X-Men on there. X-Men cartoons from 1992. I think they had Spider-Man. Let me see what else they got. Let me check what Spider-Man they got. Because for ages, I've been trying to look for the Blu-rays for the Spider-Man animated series. Because Spider-Man and the
Yeah.
X-Men series were probably one of the best comic book
Yeah, man.
animations
Crossovers
out
of
there.
everyone. Remember, X-Men, the Punisher.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everyone, man.
So
Yeah.
Spider-Man was the
Blade.
first cartoon to have crossovers.
Yeah. Remember Blade? Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. So let's see. Spider-Man.
You know, talk about comic books again. Well, obviously this is what the podcast is mostly about. But I was listening to a lot of recent hip hop interviews, old interviews or new interviews and whatnot. There's a guy called, I can't remember his name, it's like Vlad TV or something. So I've come across a few interviews with like the Terror Squad, and they're telling all these Big Pun stories and stuff like that. And he was straight ghetto, man. Pun was straight ghetto. Anyway, you know his name, Big Punisher, bro. He literally got that from the Punisher comic book character. Like, you know, one thing that we didn't realize, or I don't think we acknowledge as much, like hip hop back then that we grew up with, that 90s hip hop was hugely comic book influence as well.
Yeah.
I think about Tony Stark with Ghostface Killer, right? And like the Big Punisher and so much other shit, man. Exhibit with like X-Men and all that sort of stuff. Like, it was so comic book. Who was talking? I think Charlemagne the God, who has a comic book podcast as well, was talking, and it was like, you know, back in the 90s, people were so inspired by all the creative stuff out there, right? Think about the music we used to listen to. Like, I don't listen to hip hop now. I'm using hip hop as an example. I don't listen to it now, so I can't. I'm judging it based on not listening to it. But bro, think about the creativity and inspiration that came out in the 90s, right? Comic book stuff, right? Old school music. There was so much samples and stuff that used back then that you just never thought they listened to. You know, so much different inspiration. Movie soundtracks, movies, all this sort of stuff. And I don't know if that's happening now in music these days, but I was bro. Listen, Punisher's big, and I was like, you know what? That's why Pun is my favorite. Pun is my favorite hip hop artist of all time, right? People who know me know I love Big Pun, and then obviously Punisher is my favorite comic book character. And I'm like, well, just to know Pun, because Big Pun's original name was Big Moon Dog, right? When they went that Full Eclipse crew and whatnot, and he changed it to Punisher because of the character Punisher. I'm like, that's right. Fucking moist, bro. I'm moist.
No, it's actually it plays a big part. You know, they grew up on stuff as well. You know what I mean? That's all they had. You know what I mean? So they grew up on the comic books as well. So to see it expand the way it has into that hip hop industry, I mean, now we won't get that now.
It's crazy, right? I mean, I was listening to one of Method Man's interviews about something. I can't remember what it was, and he was talking about he's got a warehouse or like whatever full of comic books, and he was talking about this prized possession of one of the Wolverine comics or something like that. And I'm like, that's Method Man. Now I know this comic book shit is supposed to be geeky, but I'm like, those were like gangster rappers that we should look up to. Not look up to in the sense that want to be gangster, but like, you know, they were like inspiration back then. They were hood and whatnot, not knowing that they're into the same shit as we are. Like, I know Wu-Tang were always into the kung fu and whatnot, but then comic books, which is supposed to be a geeky thing, them hood dudes were on it, bro. They were listening to that stuff or well into it while we were into it too. So it's kind of like amazing, you know, when you see someone that you've been kind of looking up to and they're like, oh, they're into the same shit as you. That's kind of awesome. You just didn't know. So yeah, no, listen, man, I've been like, that's for me, it's just awesome. The relation. I don't know about hip hop these days. I don't listen to it. So remember, this is a bias comment, but I do miss old school hip hop, man. The creativity back then was I think something else, man.
No, it was. I mean, you're looking at a massive catalogue of stuff, bro. You know what I mean? And how you know, the comic book industry really, it's kicked off. You know, you maybe not think that it did something back then, but it really kicked off something really massive. That people can be creative in other ways, in their music, movies. Yeah, it's a lot, man. It's exciting to know that, you know, when what we were listening to, these hip hop guys, they loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, I miss old school hip hop, man. Like, again, like some of the samples you listen to, some of the lyrical content, the stories, and then again the references, man. You know, the comic book references, the movie references, whatever, man. It was just kind of like I just felt more relatable, I guess.
No, of course.
Again, I don't listen to stuff now, so I'm sure there's stuff out there that's relatable and whatnot. But amazing. Anyway, I just wanted to share that, man. I wanted to share that. Like, yo, Pun's name came from the Punisher, and those are two favorite things, the Punisher and Big Pun. So, wicked. Yeah, you should hear some of his stories, man. Pun was straight get up. He was straight hood, man. He was straight on it, guns blazing, kidnapping people, throwing people off balconies. There was no playing with Pun, man. He weren't fucking around, man.
Shit, it's quite tough dude.
Well, I think he was just like, just in the game, man. I don't even know what to say. I have no idea. I can't even explain it. But he was in. Yeah, man. And then what's been going on, man? You got any plans? Oh, I was gonna say you got any plans for the weekend? That's jokes.
Lockdown.
If Singapore's not on full lockdown, then I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go training on Saturday. I haven't been to MMA forever, so hopefully the gym's open and I can do that. And then Sunday I'm gonna go out on a date, meet some chick that I met last week. So just kind of like have some company a little bit, which should be nice. It's my birthday on Thursday, which is madness.
I know, man. Time has flown by.
Any isolation birthdays?
But man, we'll FaceTime each other and we'll catch up. Then we'll do a birthday podcast and catch up and find out how we're doing.
We should do, man.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. The 35th birthday, man. 35th. Goddamn, that's how.
Yeah, no.
Can you believe? When we were young, bro, 35 was a grown ass adult who had kids and worked, and that was life, right? But now, 35, I'm a kid still, bro. I'm still into my kiddie shit. I train like an animal still. I'm not, obviously, if I had a wife and kid, that's what I want. But it's not there. It's like, but you know what I mean? It was like 35 was old back then. But it's not now, really.
It's not.
Even 50 is supposed to be old back. 50 was probably like, grandfather and whatnot. That's not the case these days, man. It's actually not. You can still be like, rocking it up, man.
Well, yeah, The Rock, he's like, how old is he now? Close to 50?
Must be. And look at him. He don't freaking look at it all. Well, look at Andy, our friend, man. Look at him. 50 years old, going strong.
Nah, man, that guy's, he's going to be coming close to 60 soon.
60. Well, even Pups, bro. Pups is mid-60. Bro, Pups is mid-60.
Yeah.
When I was training him, he was doing chin-ups, bro. And I sent that in the group, and a lot of the boys were like, damn, I can't even do a chin-up. Like, what? I was doing like 3 or 4 or 5 and stuff. But I remember when we were young, like, just looking at someone who's 35 is like, wow, you're an adult. You're a grown-up. And yes, I am an adult, I am a grown-up, but the mentality is different, bro. I don't feel it at all, bro.
Nah, I mean, we shouldn't feel like that, you know what I mean? Like, we should be young at heart at all times, you know what I mean? And it keeps us going, keeps us pushing forward, so... No, definitely, I wouldn't say... that it's no daunting feeling, man, you know what I mean? You're right.
It's not. It's definitely feel young, man. Definitely feel good about things, but move, so I want to move forward with it, right, with my own life, my own family and all that sort of stuff, so hopefully one day that stuff kind of kicks in.
It will.
Yeah, last year was all makeups to breakups. This year's about having a game. No, I'm joking. This year's about getting back out there and just moving forward. It's just a shame the way the year has started. It's been jokes, man. Not jokes, but obviously, it's been something interesting.
It's a terrible 2020 start, bro, man. Australia had the biggest bushfires in the world. This fucking pandemic just kicked out of nowhere, and it's like,
almost
it
went to war.
It makes you
when
think.
Trump killed that dude in Iran or Iraq or whatever.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's just, it's unusual times at the moment, and people are a bit, what's the word, man? People are not wary about things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we live a glamour life, bro.
Yeah.
Think about it, man. We live a life where you don't think about this shit, right? We live a life. Look, we have a different mentality to some other people because of the way we grew up. But think about the other people who go, like we discussed earlier, who go through shit every day. They are fully aware of life. bro,
Yeah.
and how delicate life is, right? Because it could be just they're surviving every day, right? Because they're going through chaos. But we live a glamour life, and I've said this before. Shit, because I'm in this industry where I work with loads and loads of really cool people, but wealthy people who are very unaware of or are aware of what's going on in the world, but just don't give a shit because their life is perfect. And I'm not saying spend all your energy thinking about other people, but I'm saying acknowledge it, man. Know it, what's going on out there, man. Like, and do what you think you can do to help. But nobody's on that mentality. Nobody wants to help others. You know what I'm trying to say? So, when you say they're unaware and whatnot, it's just like they just don't know the reality of life, because life's always been so good to them, because they didn't have to think about struggles and shit like that.
Exactly. And I think that's
everyone. Yeah, go on.
No, and then that's the reality of it. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to accept that, and they didn't accept that from the beginning.
That's it, man. And don't get me wrong, if you live a great life, that's awesome. I wouldn't wish a bad life upon anyone, man. If your deck of cards were a good set, man, and you came out and your family's done this and you're brilliant, that's amazing. That is amazing. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not everyone is dealt the best set of cards, and we as humans, man, I wish we were better adaptable. We are, don't get me wrong, but it takes time a little bit for us to adapt. It takes generations for us to get over slavery and that discrimination. Generations later, maybe one day, we'll get to a point where the generations just look at each other as individuals, as we should be, right? But we're not on that stage yet, unfortunately. We've made fucking progress, don't get me wrong. We've made tons of progress, right? Dr. Martin Luther King doing his thing back then. Like, think about it, that was only like 60 years ago or something like that, right?
Exactly.
So we've made huge progress, but we're still, going through shit. Like we were discussing the other day, the Chinese are going through discrimination now. Things will never, it won't stop for now. And again, like, the Chinese are going through stuff now, or the Asians, should I say, are going through stuff now. When a dumb idiot wants to say Allah Akbar and blow shit up, then all the Muslims will go for it. But the problem is, this is another issue though, like, when the Muslims go through shit, Muslims are speaking out, saying, oh, don't be racist towards us, blah, 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 blah. But no other cultures, maybe some or two, but not everyone's pushing that message. Same with the Asians going through their shit now. You just see loads of Asian people expressing their emotions, but you never see other people, other cultures, the blacks, the brown Muslims and whatnot, expressing that, oh, we shouldn't be. You know what I mean? It's always little groups still.
Yeah.
That group's on their own. It's never a collaborative human race where we're all sticking together and say, listen, don't be saying that shit. That's not right. So we still do that. We're still divided. Even though we're expressing the message, we're still divided in that thing. Hey, you're going for your shit. You deal with your shit, you people.
Yeah.
And when our shit comes, when another fucking idiot wants to kill people and say Allahu Akbar, then yeah, we'll deal with our shit then, because everyone's going to hate us then.
Exactly.
And the ones that are getting discriminated now probably hated on the other group. I'm trying to say? We're not still united. I'm trying to say? I hope we get to a stage where it's like, you know what, everyone just gets together and defends each other.
That'd be a good time, bro. And it's scary enough to say it. We read it in the comic books, we watch it in the movies. Unless we have an alien invasion, bro, it ain't nobody sticking for each other. Barely my next door neighbor's sticking up for me. You know what I mean? So it's
that's what I'm
a
saying.
difficult
Alien
time, bro.
invasion might
fucking
be
needs to get an alien here with his mouth open and shit, and then everybody be like, we need to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Let's hope that don't happen. Maybe they come in and give us the cure to this virus. That'll be cool. But
then they probably kill it still. You know what I mean?
What's that?
The humans will probably try and kill it still, even if it came for peace.
That's a problem. That's another problem. An experiment on it and then cause more beef. And then it'll be aliens creating another segregated group. Yeah. But then you'll always have your social justice warriors and whatnot. They'll be like, no, like, alien lives matter and shit like that.
Yeah, I know. Until that time comes, we won't know, man. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Until that time
but
comes, we will not
yeah,
know.
man. But yeah, we definitely need to. Yeah, we'll get to that. Again, generations, man, evolve. We still need to evolve and adapt as humans, man. We definitely evolved so much. We just need to get back to. We're just going to keep learning, bro. That's it. We're just going to keep learning, and that's what we do. I think that's the benefits of human beings. Maybe it takes us a long time, but we do evolve and learn and move forward with life.
No, of course, and all we do, and most of us here, I mean, we have to get on, and we have to survive ourselves, but it's just that point of, like, we do. I hope we come to that point where we just can just be as one, It's weird, that video that went viral with Gal Gadot doing that John Lennon track, Imagine.
I haven't seen it.
Well, you gotta check it, man. But anyway, that song in itself, like, since I think I've been working from home since last week Thursday. I've been listening to the Beatles a lot, man. But I don't know why, man. The music makes me feel jolly, bro. Happy stuff, you know what I mean? And it can bring people together. John Lennon's track, Imagine, is such a deep track, bro. It's unbelievable. And it's true, you know what I mean? If we could work as one, the world would be at peace, man. But
It's cause we're separated. There's no peace, right? Yeah. Like, would the human race ever have a time where there's no war in any country anywhere? I don't know, right? But remember, man, some human beings, for some weird reason, just put a line on the floor and say, that's your country, that's our country, you set your own governments, blah, blah, blah. We have this look, you look like that. We have this belief, you have this belief. And then it turns into war. I don't like the way you think, and I'm going to take over, and you have to think the way I think, and we have to beef. And you know what I mean? We as human beings from day one had this mentality of segregation. So I don't know if that's stuck in our DNA, but it's definitely something that I hope that we get over in the future, man.
Yeah, me too, bro, man. Me too. But guys, while you're in solitude, I'm still working on my fortress of solitude, putting it together. This is the best time to get housework done, things you wanted to get done, things you wanted to learn, a book you wanted to read, a movie you haven't seen, check it out, or a podcast you ain't listened to. Guys, we're on SoundCloud. So, guys, go to SoundCloud, type in the Brothers Geek Out podcast, episode 100, 101, and now 102 will be on there as well. So, if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, you get to hear us. Anywhere you go, you'll be able to stream it. I am trying to get it on other platforms, which me and G-Man will talk about a little bit later. But guys, you can catch us on SoundCloud now, and I'm excited. I love the fact that it's taken a bit of time. Last year for me was a difficult time, and coming into 2020, things have slowed down a little bit, and I can get to do things a little bit more. But 2020, the world has changed as well in the process. So now I'm not just worrying about what the fuck was going wrong with me in 2019. I'm worried about people and my family, and making sure everybody's safe. And I'm doing daily things on Instagram, so you guys get to see what I'm doing as well. But take part in something that you want to do as well, and contact people, man. We have technology, man. We have everything in this little device now, and we can call, talk, text, whatever. But just let people know you're okay. Make sure you talk. Don't write this shit alone. If you're worried about where everything's heading and how it is, one thing that the company I work for, I do really well is every morning we've had a meeting, video camera, and everybody talks. It's not even work related. It's more for well-being. How you doing in this fucking current crisis right now? You know what I mean? How's your mental health doing? So, guys, mental health, man, so important in this time as well. So, talk to somebody, friend, family. Always talk. Never, don't hold that shit in. It's time to let it go. That's why it's so easy for me to now say, I wouldn't have said that 20 years ago, that I fucking watched a cartoon and fucking started bawling. Toy Story 4, man. Broke my heart this morning, man. But
let the emotions fly, bro. It's needed. Mental training, do it.
Yeah.
No. I agree. Talk, man. That's why I'm gonna call you guys every day. I'm calling Mum every day.
Make sure you do, bro. Make sure you
Especially
do.
during this time. And then I've been speaking to friends. Just caught up with an old friend just earlier on. But yeah, use this time wisely, man. Don't just sit there and go to sleep and whatnot.
Shit.
Yeah, make communication with people. Any personal goals that you had that you wanted to achieve, you could do it from home, man. I mean, most of it you can do it from home. Do it, man. Do fucking 100 press-ups a day. You know what I mean? If you're not working out, if you're not a person, do 100 press-ups a day. Do 10 in the morning, do 10 every hour. When the hour kicks, just drop down, do 10 press-ups. You know, keep yourself active. Don't keep yourself just on the couch and eating shit. You know what I mean? Try some fasting, try some intermittent fasting. Say if you want to lose weight or whatever, and you're in this position where we need to be rational with our food. Try fasting. Think about it. Eat within 12-hour period, or if you can do longer, do longer. Try some of that stuff. Like you said, read a book. I'm reading Sapien still, and the Book of Five Rings, and then also, you know, every night before I go to sleep, I read a page of the Quran as well. You know, read something. Do some yoga. There's so much videos out there that you can do. There's so much things that you can do when you watch on YouTube. So much home videos that you could do, home workouts, home whatever. Do it, man. Shit.
Exactly.
And if you're with your family, fucking enjoy that shit. Enjoy that. A friend of mine was telling me yesterday, Amit from Dubai, he was like, gee, I've been traveling like a fucking monkey for the last 2 years, right? Non-stop. So for me to be isolated at home with my kids and my family now, I'm fucking loving it. And I'm like, well, that's the way it should be, man. That's awesome. So use this time, and hopefully you can learn from this time to be like, you know what, man, even when things are back to normal, I need to make some more time with this. So use this time to be with your family. I'm by myself, unfortunately, but I'm going to call you guys, man. I'm call friends. And if you're out there by yourself, man, shit, reach out to someone. You know, if you got no one to reach out to, send us a message. Join the podcast or something. Come talk to us.
Exactly.
That would be nice.
Exactly that, man. That'd be nice. Keep that interaction going, guys. Yeah, that's about it, bro, man. Other than that.
Cool. Well, let's catch up again maybe in 2 days on my birthday, or
let's do a birthday. Let's do a birthday podcast, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a birthday podcast. Yeah, let's do that, guys. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you. You guys have given us a good response on the last podcast. I'm going to post this up very soon so you guys can have a listen as well. Guys, comment, like, dislike, let us know your thoughts. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, click on the subscribe button. But yeah, G-Man, thanks again for joining us today, man. Be safe.
Awesome.
And look after yourself, man. We catch up, yeah?
Cool. Everyone, peace. Much love. One love. Peace.